Hello and welcome to my program, Tap into Your Inner Resources to Live a Fulfilled and Abundant Life. Welcome, and this is me, Zoe Gold-Petrak, and let's start our second lesson. So in this lesson, we're gonna figure out what's the problem. Or what's the challenge? What's preventing you from getting where you want to go? And also, what's the solution? How you can solve this problem. And we're going to talk a little bit more about how you can solve the problem in our third lesson. But let's look at this. What's the problem? And what's the solution? So whenever you experience a problem, you're not being yourself. You're not being who you really, truly are. Because you are this magnificent, divine being. There is an instant flow of well-being and inspiration that comes to and through you. The energy that creates the world flows to and through you. This is your basis. This is your origin. This is who you really are. You're much more than what you can see and hear and feel and know in this physical body. There is this higher, broader part of you, the wiser part of you, the soul's part of you that is always with you. Source and source energy always flows to and through you. And you are this magnificent divine being. Your spiritual DNA is perfect. And your natural state is the state of pure positive energy and pure positive vibration. Now, what is the problem? The problem is, right, is the information replaying in you. It's basically data. Data you gathered throughout your physical path. Because again, when you were born without any beliefs, and these beliefs and everything you learned were installed in you later on. And while many of those things serve you and benefit you and help you, there are some that don't. And they are false, they're negative, and is basically just data. It's just patterns, habitual patterns. And data is not you. Patterns is not you. Beliefs are not you. You, at that broader, higher, more like a magnificent soul part of you, has that wisdom, that infinite potential, that knowing of who you really are and what is true about you. And when you deviate from that higher, broader perspective of that knowing and knowledge of source about you and your life and your goals and your plans and the desires that were born from the contrast that you lived in, then you feel all this confusion and negative emotion. You often engage in this data. And data feels like it's not you, like it's problems, it's challenges, it's strain, is confusion is when you try to cope and manage and force things to coming. But the good news is that you are more. You're more than your past. You're more than your present circumstances. You're more than your beliefs. You're more than the data that you gathered. You're more than information replaying in you. Now let's take a look at what often happens and what prevents you from getting where you want to go, from achieving results that you want, and from being in that beautiful state of who you truly are. And again, we have this chart that will help us understand and help me explain you how your mind works. So again, you have the conscious mind, part of the mind, with thoughts, conscious thoughts and 5 senses. You can see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. And then there is a subconscious part of your mind. And that's where you have your paradigm. And paradigm is basically just the set of inner beliefs. And the inner beliefs are basically just thoughts that you keep thinking, the habitual patterns of thoughts, and the blueprint, the things that you believe about yourself, about the world. So basically the paradigm, set of inner beliefs, is stored in your subconscious mind. And of course, you have the body with the feelings. And feelings are just representation and interpretation of your thoughts. Now, let's say that you're inspired with an amazing idea, an amazing goal, something that is a true calling of your heart, something like a vision, a mission, whatever that is. It can be in any aspect of your life. It can be business, it can be career related, it can be in your relationship, in your health, wellness, whatever goal that you have. So what often happens when you think about this goal, when you're inspired with this magnificent idea, you entertain it in your conscious part of your mind, right? You think about it, you ponder upon it, you play with this idea, etc. But what if this paradigm, the set of inner beliefs in your subconscious mind, really contradict that idea? What if you've never done it before and you don't believe you can do it, or you've never saw somebody else doing it, or you have different beliefs about your inner self-image and your abilities and your past achievements or past failures or decisions you made 20, 30 years ago that may still be impacting you, or whatever that is the set of your inner beliefs? What if that paradigm, the set of inner beliefs, what if it's not aligned with your goal? What if it's different? And what if you don't actually believe that it can happen? Now, the paradigm influences the way you think. So that's where the thoughts of doubt and fear and self-condemnation and not being sure and not being very clear comes. And when you engage with those thoughts, that's when you actually feel the feelings of resistance, and you can actually feel it in your body. You can feel it as negative emotions, as feeling of strain, and pleasant squeezing feelings of the goal is bigger than you can have, or etc. So basically, that inner state, that vibration of resistance, that's what actually influences your decision, your behavior, your action, and your results. So it's not the idea, a new idea of your goal in your conscious mind that influences your results, but it's the set of inner beliefs that influence your thoughts, that influence your feelings, your state, your vibration, that basically influences your decisions, your behavior, your actions, and your results. So you might have a new idea, but you still operate at an old habitual level of believing, thinking, feeling, and acting, and you're getting those mediocre habitual results, and your results don't go higher a particular level, and it seems and it feels like you cannot break through, even though you've heard about your infinite potential and great things, amazing things you can do. So you attract the essence of what you focus on, think, and feel. The vibration that you emanate is the vibration of what you mean, not of what you say. Like, for example, if you say, I am gonna become a millionaire, and let's say you've never done it before, or next month I'm gonna make $10,000 a month, and the most that you've ever made was $1,000 ever a month, then It's not what you say with your words, like next month I'm gonna have $10,000. It's what you mean vibrationally in your feelings, in your emotions, in your beliefs, in your focus on how you see your month and financially, how you see your abilities and things that you can do to make it happen, what you think, and most importantly, your guidance system, how you feel about it, how you feel about this goal, how you feel about this idea. So you attract and you get the essence of what you focus on, think, and feel. So as you are within, so you are without. You cannot think about and feel poverty and attract wealth. You can't think about failure and attract success. You cannot think about lack and attract abundance. You can't feel lonely and attract love. You can't feel unworthy and attract success. Because you see, every subject has two aspects to it. One is positive, wanted, something that you want. And the second one is negative, unwanted, or lack of what you want. And when you focus on any subject in your life, you can focus on it from two different aspects. You can pivot and focus on the newly born desire within you, on what you actually want, on how it feels, how amazing it's going to feel. You can see those pictures of how your next week, your month will end financially in the way that you want. How beautiful, loving you're going to be and joyous in your relationship. Or you can focus exactly on the same subject. Let's say it's financial success or I don't know, loving relationship, and you can focus on the same subject from a perspective of lack. Like, I don't have it yet. I don't know when it's gonna come. I've never had it. I had many failures in the past, etc. So you can go both directions. You can focus on lack and on not having it, and you can focus on actually what was born from that contrast that you lived when you observed something unpleasant or unwanted, and the desire for new and improved experience was born from it. And you can pivot and focus on that and go there with your emotions, with your thought, with your mental pictures, with your ideas, and stay there. And stay there, stay in that empowered state. So first of all, you emanate that vibration and you attract like to yourself. And also from that state, your decisions, your behavior, and your actions will be completely different than from the state of lack, fear, doubt, and not being empowered. And that makes perfect logical sense. Because when you are in a state of knowing, when you're in a state of being sure, when you're in a state of it's done, then your decisions are going to be completely different, behavior and actions, and therefore your result is going to be completely different too. So, how you can solve the problem or the challenge? You're going to let go of the mental garbage that is holding you back and pulling you back. And what is that mental garbage? Just data, just information replaying in you. So you're gonna learn to release that resistance, to let go and let God. Let go and let the source of you, the source of everything there is, to flow freely to and through you. And when you are in that state of complete alignment with who you really are and with your source energy, that well-being and inspiration that flows to and through you all the time can flow to and through you freely. And when you are in that state, you will receive the impulses and ideas that will lead you towards what you actually want. So that's what we're talking about here. It's being in alignment with who you really are, being in alignment with that broader, higher, magnificent soul source perspective of you. Because the perspective of source about you, about your abilities, is always pure positive energy. The source perspective about people and situation and things is always pure positive energy. And when you're in alignment with that perspective of a higher, broader, all-knowing, all-wise, infinite part of you, then you feel these your inner emotions, your GPS, your emotions, they show you that you're aligned with that higher, broader perspective, and you feel good. You feel positive emotions. You feel empowered. And when you deviate and when you are misaligned, when you're not in alignment with that higher, broader perspective about you, about your goals, about what you are able, about other people, then you feel that void, that resistance, the squeezing feeling in you, like something is missing. And that is basically the feeling of disempowerment. So we are talking about here being aligned with your true power, with your true potential, with your true knowing, with your true geniuses, with source, divine, the God, soul, source of everything there is. And there are many names that people give to this infinite power and infinite wisdom and infinite presence. It's basically all that you and any person longs for is being in alignment with who you really are. And when you're in alignment with source, you're in alignment with who you really are, with that magnificent, broader part of you, with that truly divine being whose spiritual DNA is perfect, the being that you truly are. And when you align with that desire that was born from the contrast, and when you align with the higher, broader part of you, with source, soul part of you, and with who you really are, you are in a receiving mode of well-being and inspiration. Because when you ask, it is always given to you, and now is your time to open up to it and receive and put yourself in this beautiful receiving mode. You activate your true power and you operate from your infinite potential. You are tapping into resources that are within you. You're opening up and you're not blocking with data and mental garbage that flow of well-being and inspiration that always to and through you. You're open and you're letting it in. You're letting it happen. You're letting your soul unleash. You operate from your infinite potential and you connect with your true talents, with all knowing and with all wisdom. You connect with the true genius of who you really are. And that is your basis. That's what you are operating from. Because and that basically what it means to act in a certain way that you probably read in some books about and heard about it. So your actions are not just mere actions or to-do lists. So your actions are inspired actions that lead to desired results and magnificent results. But when you operate from this disempowering state and misalignment, then you can offer a lot of actions, and those actions will not lead to desired results, will be tiring, will not be very pleasant, and will, in most cases, will lead to mediocre or no results, no satisfying results. So we are talking about operating from the state of dream fulfilled when you think and talk about your goals and things and new desires that were born from a contrasting experiences you lived. Being in this state of how does it feel when you really are who you really are? How does it feel when this goal that you want is here, is fulfilled? Let's say you wake up the next day and it's done. How does it feel? How does it influence the way you look at you, the way you look at other people? How does it feel in your body to be this person, to have this desire, the true calling of your heart fulfilled, and focusing on that and letting those feelings unfold in you and putting yourself in that state, the empowered state that will influence your decisions, your behavior, your actions, and your results in an empowered way that will lead to inspired actions, to the impulses. When you are clear from that mental garbage and data, you will have the impulses that come from source. You will have the feeling, like the drawing feeling that draws you towards it, the calling to read this book, to call this person, to go to this event, to meet him or her. And then all the cooperative components and all the things that are needed for the fulfillment of that goal will come to you, and it won't feel like you're forcing and trying to make it happen. It will feel that you make yourself ready for it. Internally, putting yourself in that empowered state of who you really are, and then operating from that true power and true potential. So what can help you shift the state that you're in? There are 3 ingredients that basically help you get in the desired state. First one is your focus, and we talked a bit about it a little bit. It's what you're focusing on in this moment. Are you focusing on what's working, or you're focusing on what's not working? Are you focusing on having it and pivoting and moving in the direction of what you want, or you're focusing on lack and things that you don't have and things that you don't have control of, like your past, for example? Or are you focusing on your present? Are you focusing on the solution? Are you focusing on who you really are and your true powers? Language, it's things that you say to yourself internally, and things that you talk about with your friends, with your family members, things that you say out loud that influences the way you feel, your state, and your vibration. And it's also your physiology, how you use your body, how you move, how you stand, how you sit. Because the way you move your physical apparatus also influences your state, also influences your vibration, and influences your focus. So when you play with these 3 ingredients, focus, language, and physiology, you can shift your state. You can change it. When you change one of these 3 ingredients, you can change your state. When you change all of the 3 ingredients, you will change your state dramatically. And there are many, many resourceful states that you can empowering, beneficial state that you can put yourself in. But we are talking also about getting in the state of who you really are. And as we already discussed, you are this magnificent being. You are, your natural state is the state of pure positive energy, the state of pure positive vibration. And when you are in that state that feels good, that feels vital, that feels joyous, you're in alignment with who you really are. You're in alignment with the broader perspective of you, and you're in alignment with source. You're in alignment with energy that creates the world, and then the inspiration and well-being flows freely to and through you. And you are drawn and called, and you can hear and feel those impulses that pull you towards who you really are, becoming and expanding. So, this is the end of our second lesson, and we're gonna talk even more about how you can solve the problem, or how you can basically retrain yourself towards these resourceful states, resourceful patterns of thoughts, and what you can actually do to create those the shift in those habits, the desired shift, the beneficial shift that will be very helpful and will be a game changer for your results and the quality of your life. So have an amazing day, and I will talk to you in our third lesson. Thank you, and bye now.